My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all of the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable. But I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at that age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to the dream, I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. It says, "Woof." It's a picture of a man with two faces or two noses, whatever. A poster for a play. This is my classroom. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. Whoa. Okay. You are good. Thank you. Man with an afro. Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Dinosaurs. Huh. The sounds of screams are awful. They are even worse when they are your own. Should I explore this place? Ooh. There's a piece of paper here. It reads knock knock. Fuck that. Oh, that was cute. That was so cute. Hey, I could get the key for you. You know, a writing desk with some school material on. Looks like there's nothing inside. Ah. Okay. I guess I'm done in here. Sorry, I didn't find the keys. I can't really release you. Let's see now. Whoa. Whoa. What the hell are these guys? Can I? Well, this is something. What's in here? Oh. Well, where the hell is this place leading to? Where did the monster go? Where are you? Hello? Well, this is a cellar. Cellars are great. Not really. I don't really like this. Wait a minute. They look so familiar. Where the hell am I? The rooms are pretty much the same. Not this one though. What? What the hell is going on? Oh! Hey! Are you guys worshipping Cthulhu? No? Yes? What are you guys doing? You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. Alright then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door, and the walls, some toys on a shelf, and even to this day, I shudder to think of it, for there was no noise, no rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless, yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hateful thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk. It was in my bed! I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound of my voice. I lay motionless, if I couldn't scream. I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline, and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise. A sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could not wait no more. Where I could survive under this intimidatingly deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered. The crucifix! My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused. But it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk, or its hand. I couldn't even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is, and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed, if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it is faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of that top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that they had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. I'm underwater. Okay then. Let's go deeper, if I can. No? Well, let's go upwards. No? Then let's go to the right here. No? Then how about to the left? There we go. I do have this thing. Oh, you see, I'm afraid of what's below the sea. But this is not a problem at all for me. What's this? I can't click on it though. What? Why can't I get past here? What the hell is this anyway? Can I go here? Oh, there we go. There's a dead man over there. Well then. Yeah. Whew. There we go. What? Who the hell is that? Was it my father? Whoa. Well, if you want to read this, then feel free to pause the video. Well, was it interesting? I didn't read it. Well, let's go over here. What's that? Oh, it's one of you. What are you doing? Don't go down that hole. Well, goodbye, world. So this is the abyss. Pretty dark, as I imagined. Oh. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me, that I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me, after all it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory into the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold. Something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror, as I was sure it must now know that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with a hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, red clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled my stomach and in my chest as I recalled my hand in disgust at the touch of strangled oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I would wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God! It moved! I feel like a very small boy right now. Hey there. I'm gonna leave now. Bye-bye. Whoa. Can I go in here? I can! At first, I thought you were, the cells that come out of a man's penis. Yeah. You probably know what I mean right now. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Good to know. Bye-bye, weird creature. I'm glad you didn't harm me. Interesting. What? What's this? some kind of machine, but I can't really do anything with it. Hey there, ladies. What? Oh, you won't let me pass? Oh. Oh. Let's talk to the ladies. And having once chosen, never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision. For even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. Aha. At the crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you not choose, I'll move on without you. Let's go. Could you please let me pass? Wow, you're an asshole. What do I do now? This guy's blocking the way. Well, I guess I'm going back then. Bye-bye. What? Hey. Nice music, man. I'm gonna go now. I can't go. Okay then. Oh, okay. I can't leave. This is great, man. Yay. Could you please let me go? Okay, I'll just stand here and wait. Yeah. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly caught around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all of that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking from its lair. Surprise, Mojo. Suddenly its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes, as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting into the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me. Into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why I was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest. Its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features. I simply remember its breath against my face, full and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out, as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I believe would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frost-bitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Well, that was the end of It Moves. It was surely interesting, and it was rather creepy. And the atmosphere was freaking great. Nothing less to expect from SnowOwl. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.